What pisses you off about Americans?
I think everyone in the East hates Americans because you guys think you own the world. And
She kind of has a point. She kind of has a point.
You guys has caused enough trouble. Honestly, just go back to America.
Oh.
If you're an American and you've been traveling through Europe, have you ever felt judged? We definitely did when we saw all of these stickers plastered all over Florence. And at one point during dinner, we had somebody cruise by on their bicycle and yell. And I know that there's the American stereotype where we're loud and obnoxious, and the list could go on and on. It sucks because I think we're generally friendly and we actually are really interested in the culture, which is why we go and visit. I get that over-tourism is a problem. My wife and I are from San Diego, and inevitably, every summer, it's super crowded. There's no parking. It's kind of a headache. But that's kind of just how it is when you live in an awesome place. It just really sucks that there's an anti-American sentiment in Europe because we love you guys and we're probably descendants of your country. I get that our cultures clash sometimes, and when we smile, it may seem fake, but it's not. And with that said, if you ever find yourself in San Diego, hit me up and I will take you to get a burrito and take you to all the fun spots, no matter where you're from.
One thing I've learned about being an American who travels a lot is one of the reasons people hate Americans is because we try to make their culture be like ours. In particular, to the way we order food. In America, it's all about customer service, right? The customer is always right. Customer gets to do whatever they want. They spoil brat, and you can't really say shit. That's changing a little bit, but in general, that's still the rule, right? Over here, they don't play that shit. In Europe, they do not play that shit. The customer is not always right. You can't ask for stuff on the side. You can't ask for replacements. You can't ask for the kids menu, like you're an adult. They don't play that shit. You can't send the food back if you don't like it, like none of that. And the problem is that Americans think that that's how the whole world functions because Americans don't really travel like that. It's so expensive to fly in and out of America and even within America. Have you guys noticed that? So we're not very well traveled. But that's an American thing, that privilege, just so you guys know.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
As an American traveling around Europe, we had to talk about this. I'm currently in Finland, but most countries I go to around Europe always talk about how Americans are self-centered and how the world always revolves around the US. But the crazy part is, when I turn on the news, it's American politics. And even when I was playing basketball at the local courts in Finland, the kids were speaking American English. They were saying stuff like, "Oh, you're garbage, bro," or "Pass me the ball," but then mixed in with Finnish. They call it Finnish English. And the wildest part, the thrift stores. Come look at this. 90% of the thrift stores I've been to all have American gear. Colleges, pro teams, NFL teams, basketball teams, everything. They even got a proud to be an American shirt in Finland. Even with the food. The Cool Ranch Doritos literally say cool American, bruh. Though some Americans can be a bit proud, it's not really our fault. You go anywhere around the world and the American influence is everywhere, and we can't really help that.
Bonjour tout le monde. Today we're in the 4th arrondissement of Paris and we're going to be asking the Parisian what do they think of Americans. What do you think of Americans?
Well, the first thing I think about is fast food, obviously, I think.
Je pense que c'est leur culture de la nourriture, effectivement.
I think Americans are really open-minded for me.
Je les trouve extravagants.
They're kind of kind and it's easy to have quick friends.
I think they're usually very enthusiastic.
Yeah, it seems like everyone is your friend, but is it really your friend?
Vous êtes un peu superficiel. Je trouve voilà, tout est exagéré.
Maybe should promote obesity a little bit less.
Les États-Unis, c'est un grand pays déjà et que c'est très hétérogène entre les grandes villes et les États où il y a du coup moins de villes, moins de grandes villes et où c'est du coup moins densément peuplé.
Différents Américains, les Américains des villes comme les Américains plutôt de la campagne.
Dans les grandes villes, en fait, il y a une diversité en termes de population et donc du coup, il y a une ouverture d'esprit là où effectivement dans des villes où il y a moins de mixité, du coup, les personnes sont peut-être un peu plus renfermées sur elles-mêmes.
Un président comme Trump est élu et après Barack Obama. Et là, il y a un vieux qui est encore élu. Donc, on sait pas trop où on va. Moi, ce monde d'incertitude, j'aime pas trop.
Maybe not the most progressive people at all, so.
C'est un peu trop l'extrême du libéralisme. J'aime pas trop ce monde où chacun est livré à lui-même. C'est un peu trop extrême pour moi. Rêve américain, moi, j'y crois pas. C'est bien pour attirer du monde. C'est vrai que tout est possible, mais je vais pas dans un pays parce que je rêve, quoi. Que un jeune qui doit apprendre s'endette à ce point, je trouve que c'est... Moi, je suis pas, ça me convient pas. On devrait donner la possibilité à tout le monde d'y aller, quoi.
I'm curious on Europeans' opinions on why they don't like Americans. I'm an American that's been living in Amsterdam for about 8 years now. I'm completely integrated. My partner is Dutch, which is why I moved out here. I speak the language. I've got primarily Dutch friends. And here are some of the reasons why I have found that the Dutch, particularly, don't like American. So the Dutch mentality is all about nuchterheid is the word that they use. And it's about being down to earth. It's about being level-headed. It's about being just like everybody else. Nobody is better than anybody else. And if you look at the American mentality, it's completely the opposite. It's about trying to be better than everybody else, trying to be the star, trying your hardest to be something. They find that type of mentality completely rude, dishonest, and how they like to call it, fake. The second biggest reason is because Americans are brought up with the idea that America is better than everybody else, this savior complex that they saved everybody. They are the example, and that couldn't be further from the truth. If you look at things like gun control, healthcare, safety, equality, I mean, the US is the worst. Not admitting to that is something that they completely hate. And lastly, I don't know why, but there is this view that Americans are dumb. We are just dumb to them. I think that's something we're never going to be able to change. They're always just going to view the American mentality, the American mindset as just dumb. After 8 years living here, I can safely say that I totally agree with the Dutch mentality and I share their view on us Americans, sadly. As much as I love my American friends and my American family, I don't love my country, and I only saw freedom and opportunity until I left it.
Why Europeans hate Americans, according to Europeans. Before we get into it, this is just for fun. This topic came up in a European co-living that I was in, and I took notes, and they're too good not to share. I have more of these culture chats in the playlist, and feel free to follow if you're interested. Let's get into it. Number 1, label their jokes. They always have to say I'm joking. British people would not do this. This is very true. I think we as Americans are extremely afraid of offending people. I definitely do this. Guilty. Number 2, they think America is the center of the world and they were all weird know-it-alls about pretty much every subject. They said a lot of Americans always seem to center the conversation around the United States and bring every topic back to the United States. That a lot of Americans seem to fail to recognize that there's crazy cultural differences and that not everything applies to the Western point of view. Number 3, they are overly obsessed with identity and labeling things. Conversations, they'll always say things like I have ADHD, I'm neurodivergent, and an American is much more likely to talk about identity politics and bring up their identity and how they identify themselves in a way that a lot of Europeans really wouldn't. Number 4, too fanatical about everything. From football to firearms, we have an opinion about everything and we are going to share it. And lastly, I am so guilty of this. Everything is way too hype. I had a friend sit me down and he said, listen, you have had the best meal of your life 3 times in the past 2 weeks. Sometimes things can just be good. Sometimes they can be fine, but not everything is amazing. I feel like Americans are the golden retrievers of the world. I find that they tend to be really like peppy and passionate and really hyping everything up, so I totally agree with number 5. Let me know what you guys think, sound off in the comments, and if you have anything more to add. We know the geography one, so let's just move past that.